Hello curl friends, wavy babes, and silver sisters. If you're new, my name is Carrie-Jessica. Normally I'm talking about gray hair, wavy hair, the curly girl method, hair care in general. Sometimes I open things I've spent too much money on, and if those things sound like they are interesting to you, hit that subscribe button and hang out with me more often. So today's video is kind of a throwback. When I was brand new into my YouTube channel, which this channel is not even a year old, so everything is brand new, but early days, I made a video called Expectations versus Reality. And while I stand by everything I said in that video, the quality of it is bad. It was shot on an iPhone with a smudged up case, and my husband had just gotten Christmas ornaments down from the attic, and we're not talking like normal it's been a year Christmas ornaments. We're talking like he found some shoved in a corner to the back of the attic. So there's dust flying around everywhere in this video. It's grainy, it's blurry, it's fuzzy. Somehow there's just so many wrong things happening at once. There's dust flying so readily in that video that I feel like some of you are following me because you think that I have like orbs and spirits around me. It was just attic dust. So with that said, the information in the video, my expectations versus the reality I was currently living with my gray hair grow out, that was like literally 10 months ago. A lot has changed. So I rewatched it to see kind of where I was at the time and what has changed for me. The first expectation that I was given was that the first 3 months are the hardest. And while I honestly think any part of this transition could be particularly hard for different reasons for different people, the first 3 months were actually pretty easy. I could cover it up if I wanted to. And in all reality, it really just looked like I missed 1 or 2 root touch-up. It wasn't quite as dramatic as like having half of your hair gray. So it was really easy for me to use headbands like this. This is a Busy Bee Crafts. I will link them in the description box below. These are kind of like the Lululemon of headbands, only they're not expensive. They are so buttery soft and they stay put. I have no affiliation with the company. I follow, I think the owner's name is Brittany. I follow her on Instagram. I love these headbands. They're so soft. But it was really easy for me to cover up my gray at like the 3-month mark. I could navigate the world showing it or not showing it. I had more choice, whereas now I don't have any choice. This is gonna show. I personally am not interested in covering it up, but I can see how this could be a more difficult phase for someone who is not looking for a super short haircut. I also could cut all of the colored dye out of my hair at this point and I would just have a super short, cute, kind of long pixie short bob. I personally am not interested in that hairstyle because I just had it. An expectation that I have been dealing with was the color of your gray. I think because we just don't have many natural gray hair people in the world to where we could truly look and get an awareness at just how many different shades and how much different depth and looks there can be to gray hair. It made me feel like what I thought of normal gray hair isn't what I have. And I also have followed so many people on Instagram and really kind of immersed myself in this gray hair world to where I realized that there isn't a single look to gray hair. There are so many different levels of gray, shades of gray. So I had to kind of adapt to the fact that my gray doesn't look the way I assumed it was going to look. Just like with wavy and curly hair, it was a little bit easier for me because I've already learned to appreciate and embrace what I have while admiring what someone else has. I can appreciate it when I see it on other people, but it's not mine. The expectation of growth. Hair grows so slow, but I have to say, it really does pass faster than we give it credit for. So when I see my hair, this is what I see. And from my angle of looking at my hair, it looks like my hair is to here. And I'm thinking, this hair is taking forever to grow. Well, I accidentally, because I was using a remote control, got a picture of the side of my head and I was shocked at how far down my gray growth really is and how it just looks very different at different places on my head. From here, for me, it doesn't look like it's reached very far. When I turn to the side, I realized that it has grown more than I assumed. The expectation that everyone just knows that you're doing it on purpose and is respectful of that. So while I certainly didn't expect other people to see me going gray and think, oh, I want to go gray too, I also didn't really expect some of the comments that I have received, which should be a whole separate video of what those comments are and how to deal with them. I expected my gray hair to be more coarse than my dyed hair, and I expected it to be curlier than my dyed hair. That's kind of the standard that I think we're told that our gray hair is going to be. Not only is my gray hair not any more coarse than the rest of my hair, if anything, it's slightly looser of a wave pattern, but I still don't know that for sure. I do have a lot of brand new growth that is the length of my gray hair, so that new growth has not quite found its clump of waves that it wants to hang out with yet. I will say that I think that gray hair, I think that the frizz from gray hair or the flyaways from gray hair is a bit more noticeable than on colored hair, but so far it's about the same texture. I have a truly wavy texture. I'm right in a mid-range of wavy hair. So it's a little bit looser towards the root, and then it eventually gets wavier and even can sometimes curl towards the ends. That's very common for wavy hair. So at this point it's really hard to tell if my gray is truly looser or if that is just the way my hair is right now. Wavy hair is also super temperamental. It can change with the cut of your hair. When I had a wavy stacked bob, my waves looked very different than it does in this super layered shag. It also can change with the seasons. Humidity changes everything, even the temperature, the dew point, what stylers you're using, how much protein you have, how much moisture you have. There's a lot of factors that go into wavy hair specifically as to how loose or tight your wave pattern is. You have to change all of your colors of your makeup and your clothes to now go with your gray hair. That is BS. I said it then, I still stick to it. The colors that you wear have more to do with your skin tone than your hair color. Your hair color can kind of give where you fall within that range, but if you have a neutral skin tone, your neutral skin tone is still neutral skin tone with gray hair or with dyed orange hair. Still the same. Now when my hair was dyed, it had warmer tones, so I was neutral and I leaned into some warmer colors. Now this new growth is a little cooler, so now I'm neutral and I will lean into cool. It's going to be the same no matter what your skin tone is. You've got this area where you can kind of ebb and flow within that range. Now I will say it's perfectly normal to change your colors. My favorite color used to be this like burgundy wine purple. In fact, the color of this headband. This was my go-to. My favorite sweaters were in this color. That's when I bought this headband. I had cute jewelry in that color. I really felt like that color popped for me. I still love it, but now I'm much more drawn to this like Tiffany blue, my mini fridge, which is out of frame. These earrings, like I've got lots of pops of Tiffany blue. My new phone case has it in it. Even my MacBook case. So it's perfectly normal to be drawn to different colors at different times. Try new colors. Don't ever let yourself get too stuck and too married into one color family. Try some new things out, but it doesn't mean that you have to change everything just because you're growing your gray hair out. The general expectation of feeling like you know what your hair is going to look like. I really felt like my hair was going to be a darker gray, more of like a charcoal. I assumed it was going to be more even. I didn't think I would have so much of like a salt and pepper. I thought it was just going to be like one color. I thought it was going to be curlier. So letting go of the expectation of what it's going to look like and really embracing what it actually looks like. I feel like that is such a learning curve of this slow transition, this journey that you'll be on to grow your gray hair out. The expectation of how gray you are, I really felt like I had a handle on this. I knew from seeing my hairdresser how grayish I was. I've always known, not always, I've known for many years that I was around this like 75 to 80% gray. And I thought in my mind that I knew what that was going to look like. But the reality is I was basing that on just seeing a little teeny tiny speck of new growth. I really had no idea what that would look like once it had length to it. It's kind of sad when you think about it. There's just like this whole natural hair color out there in the world that we have very little gauge of what it looks like. So if you are here for the hair how-to and you're like, what did you put in your hair today? That's all I care about. That's fine, I got you. check out this video up here. I used Original Moxie in my hair. I'm not affiliated with their brand. They just sent me products and I tried them and I fell in love with them. However, there have been some conversations. I may or may not be affiliated with them in the future, but just know that I am sharing with you the products as I use them and I like them in my hair. I will be using lots of different brands. With that said, I do have some fun things that I purchased on my own from Curlsmith. Their Rose Gold hair makeup gel. So this is not like a color depositing conditioner. This is a styler. So it's going to wash out in one go. So this is one that you can try and not have to commit to. But this is the Rose Gold gel. And I also have turquoise. So let me know in the comments, is there one of these you want me to try first? I will be trying both of them. So keep an eye out in the future for these videos. I am pretty excited to use this. I think this will be super fun. And until then, you can find me on other places on the internet. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Pinterest. And I do have a blog. I think that's all the places. I think that's it. So until I see you next time, if you have not, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications when I create new content. Yes, I realize this is a heart. It is not a bell. Just go with it. Give this video a like and leave a comment. Believe it or not, those things help my channel and I appreciate them so much. Until then, I will see you next time. Why did I say that so weird? All right, I will see you again next time. That was normal.